Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to our second What's for Dinner episode. Tonight we're making something incredibly easy and probably pointless to include into a video, but that's what's for dinner, so it's what's in this video. Don't mind, my husband is playing Xbox in the background. Don't mind him at all. Tonight is Velveeta Skillet Philly cheesesteak style. Why is he so loud? Anyway. So for these, it tells you what you need. You normally just need like meat and water, and then it tells you little things to customize it. It says add French fried onions once done cooking, but I'm actually gonna add these at the end, and I also cut up a quarter of a yellow onion and half of a green pepper, and I'm gonna saute that right before I saute the meat, so it'll add more flavor to the dish, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to go ahead and start cooking my onions and peppers and then brown my ground beef, and I'll show you guys everything. Just wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up as to why I'm doing that, and the box doesn't say it, so let's get cooking. I added about a tablespoon of olive oil to my pan, and I have it on medium-high heat. I'm going to saute my onions and peppers until they're translucent, until the onions are translucent, and then I'm going to add in my ground beef. Okay, the onions and peppers look like this. They've been cooking for about 5 to 6 minutes. So now I'm just going to add a pound of ground beef to it. And I'm going to break this up, and I'm going to season it heavily with salt and pepper. Okay, the meat is browned and I drained it. Now we add 2 cups of water, the seasoning packet, and the pasta packet that also has green peppers in it. And we bring this to a boil, and then we cover it and let it simmer for 9 to 11 minutes. I'm also going to add garlic and adobo to the meat now, and more salt and pepper. Everything's in here. It's still on medium-high heat. I'm just gonna bring this to a boil. Okay, now that this is boiling, I'm going to reduce the heat to a simmer, cover it, and it's going to cook for 9 to 11 minutes, stirring frequently until most of the water is gone. And I will show you when I am at that step. All right, it's been simmering for about 10 minutes now. Most of the water is gone. So now you're just gonna add your packet of cheese, and then it is done, and I'm going to plate it up and I will show you. Here is my final product. I added some Parmesan cheese on top, some of these French fried onions, and some cayenne pepper. Really, really good. I already tried it. It's very good. Hi friends. It's been a while since I made dinner and recorded it, but you saw the first dinner, which was ground beef Velveeta skillet, and now we're doing something more easy than that. We're gonna air fry some chicken wings and some potato wedges. So I'm just gonna put these in the air fryer for 15 minutes, stirring them around halfway through, and then to keep them warm, I'm gonna put them in a 250-degree oven until the wings are done. And I will show you how I'm going to prep my wings whilst these wedges are cooking. Okay, I added all my wings to this bowl, and I have seasoned it with salt, pepper, and paprika. I'm just gonna toss them all around so they all get coated in the seasoning. And then for the chicken, once the wedges are done and they're in the oven just keeping hot, the wings cook 400 degrees, 10 minutes, flip 10 minutes. They should be nice and crispy when you come out. And then once mine are done, I will show you the sauce that I'm going to toss mine in and the other sauce choices that we have, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're ready to eat it. I'm just going to show you the sauces that I have. I have this Asian Zing Buffalo Wild Wing sauce. I got this from Walmart. It was actually sold separately. And then I got this Buffalo Wild Wing Spicy Garlic. This was sold at Walmart in a 3-pack, but I don't have the other 2 sauces anymore. These are the only 2 that we have left. And then for our wedges, we always use this chicken dipping sauce from Walmart. It tastes just like Chick-fil-A sauce. If you have never tried it, run, go get it. I always have 1 in the fridge and 2 in back stock because it is so good.
So anyway, let me show you what I do with the sauce.
All right, I just put a little sauce in here. I'm gonna warm it up for like 10 seconds and then toss my wings in it.
I'm a little bit off. It's actually, for the wings, it's like 5 minutes, flip, and then 5 minutes. 20 minutes will be way too long and you're gonna dry out your wings. So try 5, flip 5, and if they're done and the crispiness you like, then they're done. If you like it a little bit more crispy, then do a few more minutes. But sorry about that. Mistakes would be made if you did that.
These are what my wings look like. It was actually 5 minutes, 5 minutes perfectly, and I didn't realize I got all flats. So now I'm gonna toss them in my sauce and then put them on the plate. Yummy. All right, my wings are plated, my wedges, I have my chicken sauce and my ranch. I'm ready to eat. Okay, we're having these pork ribs tonight. I had these in the freezer, so I wanna go ahead and get these cooked. I'm going to make a rub for them using a tablespoon of brown sugar, a lot of paprika, about a tablespoon. This is black pepper, salt, and garlic powder already mixed, and I'm gonna add more salt. I'm gonna combine this all together. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon or just a heavy amount of this, and just another teaspoon of salt, and a tablespoon of paprika, into a tablespoon of brown sugar. Mix that all together and rub it on the ribs, on the meaty side of the ribs. I rubbed the ribs with the rub I just made. This is about 2 pounds of ribs, and since they're pork, they don't necessarily have a meaty side, but I just rubbed it on both sides, and I'm going to put them in the crock pot and cover them with barbecue sauce. Okay, I kind of stood them up on their sides like that just to be able to fit all of them in. And I'm just gonna put the barbecue sauce and make sure it covers everything. And then I'm going to cook it on low for 8 hours. And then I'll show you what we're gonna have with it when this has like an hour and a half left to go.
Hi. It's been about 7 hours since I started the ribs, so it's time to make the scalloped potato side. I'm using the Tasty recipe. Everyone knows of Tasty, they have really cool videos. I'm using their recipe that I saw in a video. I will link it down below. And I'm going to go ahead and slice up 7 medium to small yellow potatoes and put them in my baking pan. And then I'll show you everything I do for the cream sauce. I'm actually doubling their recipe for the cream sauce portion just because we like our potatoes extra creamy. So if you do too, I would recommend doubling it. It's really not that big of a difference. And also I use heavy cream and milk, and theirs just says milk. So just a little tip. So let's get started on the potatoes. Okay, I have my really ugly looking potatoes in this baking pan. Now we're gonna melt 2 tablespoons of butter on the stove over medium-high heat. And once that's melted, you're gonna whisk in 4 cloves of minced garlic. Okay, my garlic's in here, and now I'm going to whisk in 2 tablespoons of flour. And I'm gonna continue whisking, and then I'm gonna add in my 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 cup of milk. And I'm just gonna keep whisking until it starts to simmer. I'm gonna add in a heavy amount of black pepper and salt and some garlic powder, which is already mixed in my thing here. And then continue to whisk it. Once it starts bubbling like this, you're gonna turn your heat off, and then we're gonna pour it over our cut up potatoes. And I always use a spatula to get all the stuff off the pan. All right. And once it's poured in there, just make sure all of the potatoes are covered. Like I said, we like it really saucy. That's why it's really saucy like this. And then I'm going to just making sure it's everywhere. All right. Then I'm gonna put a little bit more salt and pepper on top. And also top it off with some grated Parmesan cheese. So then it looks like this. And it's gonna go in a 350-degree oven for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Here's what the ribs are looking like. It's been about 7.5 hours for them. I just turned it down to warm because they're obviously done already. Now we just wait for the potatoes to be ready and then we will eat. All right, the potatoes have come out of the oven. It was exactly 45 minutes. They look beautifully golden brown. I also made some stuffing and I'm warming up some green beans. So I'll show you when I have it completely plated. And here it is all plated up. Yum. All right, so that's gonna be the end of this What's for Dinner video. Let me know if you guys like these videos. I'm just cooking and I figured it was easy to just take you guys along with me and do What's for Dinner of just different meals that we have. I did want to say that I made the scalloped potatoes for Thanksgiving with our turkey and we didn't have mashed potatoes, but I also made sweet potato casserole and it was really good. It was like a different flavor to have for Thanksgiving, so just a thought. It's also really good with steak, and of course we're having it with ribs tonight, so it's very good. I highly suggest you try it if you haven't. It's so simple. It is yellow potatoes. I have tried it with russet potatoes and it just doesn't turn out quite as right. The yellow potatoes are just softer, so it just makes the dish a little bit better. But let me know in the comments if you guys have tried any of these recipes. I know they're really easy, but that's what I do most of the time, so I just wanted to be real. And don't forget to subscribe. Again, my name is Casey, and I post every Thursday and Saturday. And if I miss a post, I will let you know prior to missing it. But I will see you guys very shortly. Thank you guys so much.